everybody. How are you this afternoon?
Good.
How are you?
My name is Carla, and I have 20 years experience in the food industry, and I am also ServSafe certified. So I wanted to talk to you today to give you more information along the lines of different things that you can do to help yourself with foodborne illnesses. Are you familiar that 76 million United States Americans are affected by a foodborne illness every year? 1.5 million children die annually from a foodborne illness, but that's worldwide. So I am here to inform you on how to reduce your risk of a foodborne illness. Today I'm going to inform you about the causes of foodborne illness, the sources of foodborne illnesses, and how to prevent them. So, now that we know a little bit about what we're going to talk about today, let's start about the causes of foodborne illnesses. The foodborne illnesses are brought to you through bacteria, viruses, and parasites. Bacteria and viruses are one-celled organisms that multiply rapidly, exist everywhere. They're throughout everything you breathe, drink, touch. There are some good benefits of bacteria, and that would be like in yogurt. Now with a parasite needs a host in order to continue to live. So the parasite's something like a tick or a flea. Disease-causing bacteria or viruses or parasites are referred to as pathogens. Pathogens enter the air, your body through air, water, your immune system destroys it, and then if it can't destroy them, then that's when you become infected and have a foodborne illness. Some of the foodborne illnesses that we're all familiar with are E. coli. That would be a bacteria that lives in the intestines of humans and animals. So you're ingesting the bacteria. Hepatitis A is a virus, and that is very contagious, and it is found in stools of infected people and is transferred by touch. So if somebody has hepatitis A, you can actually get it from them touching the food that you eat, or them touching you, or you following behind them and touching something they touched. Tapeworm is a parasite. Parasites infect the digestive system, and then they lay eggs. The eggs are born, and that's when they become attached to you and become the host. I know all this information through the digestive network. Most bacteria grow undetected because they don't produce a bad odor or change the color of the texture of the food. And that also comes from ServSafe. So now that we've learned about what causes the foodborne illnesses, let's examine the sources. The sources of foodborne illnesses are your meats. That's everything from pork, beef, any meat, poultry. You can also get it from your dairy products, fresh produce, contaminated water. Other sources are improperly canned goods. So if you look at other people that have canned all their vegetables or whatever, if they're not sealed right, the bacteria can get in, and then you can end up with a disease. Smoked meat or fish meat, but you have the raw foods, and you also have foods that have been cooked. So now that foodborne illnesses result from eating food, drinking beverages that are contaminated with bacteria, viruses, or parasites. Knowing that, now that we know the causes of how you can I can't think the word. Contract a foodborne illness. Let's look at sources of the way you can prevent foodborne illnesses. Okay, the number one way you can prevent foodborne illnesses is by washing your hands. When you're working with any sort of food, constantly washing your hands is the best way. If you're touching poultry, poultry is extremely high in bacteria. So anytime you touch the poultry, as soon as you put it down, wash your hands. Keep raw foods and cooked foods between the temperatures of 40 degrees or less, or above 145. Make sure you clean all your surfaces and your utensils. Wash all fresh fruits and vegetables. Refrigerate in 40 degrees or less immediately upon delivery. If your food sits out for more than 2 hours, it's already starting to have bacteria. There's also, within 2 hours of cooking, you should also make sure your food's refrigerated. So knowing the cause and source of how you can prevent foodborne illnesses, we are going to look at the prevention. I always say that. Okay, the prevention also with cooking your foods, you need to cook them between 145 and 180. Beef, veal, and lamb should be between 145. Pork, 160 degrees. Poultry, 180. And reheat at 165 degrees. I am finished with what I'm going to be speaking about today. I just want you to remember that food poisoning starts with bacteria. It goes to your meat, then you ingest it, but there are ways to prevent it. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes, Brad?
What should I do if I think I have a foodborne illness?
If you have a foodborne illness, the best thing I can tell you to do is contact a medical professional. Because I am not a medical professional, so your best bet is to contact your doctor or go to the emergency room.
Okay.
What's the best way to defrost my food?
The best way to defrost your food is through the refrigerator. If you do not have time to defrost your food in the refrigerator, like the night before, you don't know what you're going to have, then you should defrost it in your microwave. And if you do have a few hours, defrost it in cool water. Not hot water, because the hot water starts cooking it.
Good to know. Is it okay to order steak rare or medium rare?
Yes, it is. Rare steak is cooked to a temperature of 145 degrees. Medium rare is cooked to 155 degrees. If no one else has any more further questions, I will conclude.